In today's video, I want to highlight the Sekiro Shadows Die Twice reviews that have just been posted, and surprise, surprise, I don't think this is really a shocker to many of you, but the game is being received very, very well, currently sitting at a 90 on Metacritic, and it has been fluctuating a little bit. I saw it as high as a 92, but as of the recording of this video, it's sitting at a 90, and I do want to take a look at some of the specific reviews. On top of that, we did have the announcement of two new PlayStation 4 titles in Fade to Silence and the Riftbreaker, and I did want to highlight those games after I talk the Sekiro Shadows Die Twice reviews. So first up, let's talk Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Again, the reviews have been posted just a day ahead of release, and usually when you have reviews posted this late, right before a game is released, that causes a little bit of skepticism, with some people thinking, hey, are they pushing off reviews for so long? Are they keeping the NDA alive because they're worried about how the game's gonna be received? But I never had that worry. It's From Software. The game was shaping up to be incredible, and by all accounts, the game is incredible. IGN scored the title a 9.5, and here's what they said. Sekiro evolves From Software's formula into a stylish stealth action adventure that naturally emphasizes precision and skill in its combat. It walks the line between deliberate and patient stealth and breakneck melee combat against threats both earthly and otherworldly. Its imaginative and flexible tools support a more focused experience that shaves down some of From Software's overly cryptic sensibilities without losing its air of mystery. Sekiro is an amazing new twist on a familiar set of ideas that can stand on its own alongside its predecessors. 9.5, again, the score that IGN gave Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, so that's very impressive, and it seems like from an IGN standpoint, they did consider Sekiro more of a parlaying of the Souls games, but also an evolution on top of that, and that's kind of how I was looking at it going into the release of this game. Game Informer was also very positive, giving it a 9 out of 10, saying it's a challenging journey through a weird and wondrous world that forces you to learn and master its punishing combat to succeed. However, the sweet thrill of victory keeps you pushing forward despite myriad disheartening deaths. Sekiro is one of the most difficult games I've ever played, but for those seeking adventure, exploration, and a truly realized ninja fantasy, the trek is worth the high demands. And again, I think a lot of people are very excited for Sekiro because we don't get a lot of super high quality ninja titles. A lot of people saw similarities with Tenchu and Sekiro, and in that sense, that was another reason why so many were excited for the game. There are also many reviews that are still in progress, but they are looking just as positive. GameSpot said, Sekiro manages From Software's unique brand of gameplay with stealth action to deliver an experience that is as challenging as it is gratifying. At the time of publish, I haven't completed Sekiro. While I have invested upwards of 30 hours into it, there are still a few more locations I need to explore and bosses I need to beat before the credits roll, and I'm excited to do it. This review will be finalized in the coming days, so it looks like from GameSpot's standpoint, it's gonna get a very positive review as well. Wanted to go over what Polygon said because they're rather interesting in how they receive games. They said this, quote, rarely do my insights or incremental improvements give me anything close to an easy one, but Sekiro isn't difficult for difficulty's sake. It gives me hints but no roadmap. It finds ways to reward me when I read between the lines. It hands my ass when I try something a little too clever or panicked or cheap, but it gives me victories when I act with care and react with considered split-second decisions. This is the skill that Sekiro challenges me to accumulate, and it never lets me forget that. So they were very positive about the game as well. Again, currently Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is sitting at a 90 on Metacritic, and that is yet another home run for From Software. I said with the release of Sekiro, I think that this is the game that is really gonna elevate From Software in that top tier of development studios alongside a Naughty Dog and Nintendo's first party, in that they have become a truly elite game development studio. Whenever From Software puts out a game, you know it's gonna be of high quality, and for a long time, they have majorly been associated with Souls and Bloodborne. Sekiro gives them something different, but even if you look at a game like Dressing, a PlayStation VR title, that game was very, very good. I know as a PSVR title, a lot of you guys didn't check it out, but that goes to show that From Software has a lot of layers to the games they can create, and while Sekiro is considered more so to be an evolution upon Souls, it also has a lot of differences. They tackled a brand new setting, and once again, that presentation and atmosphere looks to be top-notch with Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Now, from a personal standpoint, I can't speak on it because I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but you look through all of the reviews, you look at everything that's being said, you look at the footage that's been released thus far, and from a From Software standpoint, they've been very open in showcasing what this game is all about, what this game can do, and what it brings to the table, that I feel like it was a foregone conclusion that it would be a terrific game. A lot of the times, I tell you guys, do not be spending $60 on games, and maybe Sekiro will go on sale rather quickly. It doesn't really matter because in this case, I think Sekiro is going to be a game that's well worth your $60 right from the get-go. And when you're playing the game, you're gonna be very, very satisfied with it. Again, all of the reviews thus far have been super positive. The lowest score has been an 8 out of 10. There are 2 8 out of 10s, one of them being from Hardcore Gamer, the other one being from IGN Japan, and even then, an 8 out of 10 is a very, very positive score. Usually with Metacritic, the lowest score is at least in that 70 tier, you know, a 7, 7.5, even with the highest and best received games. But in the case of Sekiro, it is at 8 right now. Who knows, as more reviews are posted, maybe the Metacritic score will go down a little bit, maybe it'll go up. That's just based on 12 critics, but that is a very, very positive score. And early 2019 has just been blockbuster in terms of big games. Resident Evil 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, Devil May Cry 5, and now Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. 4 legitimately great to incredible games in the case of Sekiro, Devil May Cry 5, and Resident Evil 2. Really, with all of those, they seem like they have a claim for Game of the Year. I don't think Kingdom Hearts 3 is quite at that caliber, but it was a great game in its own right, and at this point, it is the best-selling game of 2019 thus far, so that's pretty impressive in its own right. And of course, we had other game releases like Metro Exodus, but early 2019 has been really stellar thus far, and hopefully that momentum continues. We've got other big games coming for the rest of the year. We already know some big games coming in the summer, but we'll talk that at a later date. Outside of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, I also want to highlight 2 new games that have been announced for the PlayStation 4. Fates of Silence is launching on April 30th for the PS4. It is coming at a hefty price point at $49.99. This game has been available as a Steam Early Access title, unfortunately with a relatively mixed reception, and it's available at $30 as an Early Access game. When it comes out of Early Access, it will be $40. Kind of a bummer that we are paying a premium on the PlayStation 4, but here's what the game touts. The whole story of the game will be accessible for the first time. We've used Early Access to fine-tune all mechanics of the game, and we'll add the most important part now, the story. Why did the apocalypse happen? Where does this infection come from? That spreads all over the lands. What happened to Ash's family? Now you can find out. The game's also touting a brand new tutorial, and in summary, the game implemented a final storyline telling the story of Ash, implemented dream sequences when the main character Ash is resting, completely overhauled the tutorial phase in the beginning of the game, optimized onboarding for first-time players, added the survival handbook where players can look up game and survival mechanics, and added a dream gallery where players can watch the unlocked dream sequences in chronological order. Again, Fates of Silence will be out on April 30th for the PS4. Probably a game I would say wait a little bit on, see how the final product is received, maybe wait on a sale and then pick it up then. And lastly, we have another game confirmed for the PlayStation 4, and that is the Riftbreaker. A teaser trailer was put out of this, and the Riftbreaker is touted as a base-building survival game with action RPG elements. You are an elite scientist commando inside an advanced mecha suit capable of dimensional rift travel, hack and slash countless enemies, build up your base, collect samples, and research new inventions to survive. The teaser trailer was put out a couple weeks ago, and there's an in-depth post over on the PlayStation blog. You can check that out as well. Gameplay looks rather interesting. I don't imagine that this game is going to get a lot of recognition ahead of its release, so I did want to give it a little bit of a shot. Probably not going to be out for a little bit, but hopefully it'll be released before the end of 2019. And that's going to conclude this video. If you are excited for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, but maybe you needed a little bit of a push from the critical reception, well, the critical reception has been very strong. Again, a 90 on Metacritic right now. That's going to fluctuate a little bit, but the early reviews have been super, super positive. Fates of Silence will be hitting the PlayStation 4 on April 30th. That is a brand new survival game. We'll be releasing at a hefty price of $49.99, but hopefully it turns out well coming out of early access. And again, the Riftbreaker is a brand new base building survival game with action RPG elements. Looks to be pretty interesting, and we'll keep you guys updated on that game as well. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Houston, I've spotted something near the LZ. It's closing in.
Yes.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.